All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about a huge shift happening in the world of finance, one that's totally changing the rules of the game. It's all about who gets to be a bank, and it starts with a really interesting question. Seriously, just think about that for a minute. What if the people you already know and trust, your accountant, maybe your lawyer, or even the software you use to run your business, could offer you banking services directly? And listen, this isn't some far-off fantasy. It's happening right now, and it's solving a massive problem.
So, for so many small and medium-sized businesses, traditional banking just feels like hitting a brick wall. In fact, the British Business Bank recently pointed out that fewer and fewer SMEs are even getting access to finance. Everything's too slow, the paperwork is a nightmare, and honestly, the big banks just don't seem to get what they need.
Now, here's what's so interesting. The very businesses that are closest to these customers, the accounting firms, community leaders, the fintech startups, they see the problem clear as day. They've already got the trust, they have the relationships, they want to help by offering financial services, but building a bank from the ground up, it's a massive, and let's be real, often impossible task.
And that's where you hit this classic dilemma. If you wanted to get into this space, you've historically had two main options, and honestly, both of them were pretty terrible. Let's take a look at this painful choice.
Okay, so on one side, you could go with what's called an API-first platform. It's flexible, sure, but you need to hire a whole team of expensive developers and wait months, maybe even years to get anything built. On the other side, you could just buy a giant off-the-shelf enterprise software package. It's faster, but it's super rigid and costs an absolute fortune. So you're basically stuck between a technical rock and a financial hard place.
And when we say fortune, we're not kidding. Just look at these numbers. You're talking about project costs anywhere from $50,000 to over $500,000, or annual fees that start at 60,000 euros. For an accounting firm or a brand new startup, that's just a complete non-starter. The barrier to entry isn't a hurdle, it's a fortress.
But what if you could just walk around that fortress? What if there was a third path, one that wasn't about spending a ton of money or hiring a bunch of developers, but was built on a real partnership instead? This is where the story gets really, really interesting.
So here's part one of the solution. Remember all those huge upfront costs we just talked about? Well, imagine they just vanished. Zero. No setup fee, no licensing cost. That massive financial barrier is just gone.
But wait, it gets even better. This isn't just about getting rid of the costs. This is about creating a new source of income. You don't pay them, they pay you. You can earn up to a 20% share of the revenue that your clients generate. The whole model is flipped completely on its head.
This is what's called the partnership model, and companies like Gemba are at the forefront of it. It's the engine behind white label banking. The idea is simple. You put your brand, your white label, on a proven, fully licensed banking platform. The technology provider takes on all the initial cost and risk. Their success is totally tied to yours. The incentives are perfectly aligned. They only win if you win.
So how does this actually work? Well, it's actually beautifully simple. You just bring what you're already an expert in, your brand and your amazing customer relationships. Your partner, like Gemba, handles the rest. The tech, the banking license, that old compliance headache. And the result? You can launch your very own branded banking service, super fast, with no tech team, and start earning new revenue right away.
Okay, the theory is one thing, right? But where the rubber really meets the road is in the real world. So let's look at how this is actually changing the game for different kinds of businesses as we speak.
And the speed here is, well, it's just wild. We are literally talking about going from just an idea to a live, working product, an MVP, in as little as 10 minutes. It's a simple, no-code process. You sign up, you upload your logo, pick your brand colors, and bam! You can have a banking portal live on your own website, ready to go.
And that's the whole point. This model is built specifically for those trusted businesses that don't have massive tech departments. We're talking about accounting firms, law firms, payroll companies, even software as a service providers who want to embed financial tools right into their platform.
Let's really dig into that first example, the accounting firm. An accountant can now offer their clients branded business accounts, cards, payments, the whole shebang. All of a sudden, you're not just their accountant. You're at the very center of their financial world. It makes that client relationship so much stickier and creates a fantastic new revenue stream.
Okay, let's talk about another huge one, fintech startups. Any founder will tell you how hard it is to get started. You've got this incredible idea, but then you get stuck in this limbo, waiting months or even years for a regulatory license before you can help a single customer.
Well, this model basically acts as a regulatory incubator. This quote from a UK fintech just says it all. They launched their product right away, using their partner's license while they waited for their own. They could test their ideas, get real customers, and start building their business from day one, completely skipping that frustrating, expensive waiting game.
And this is where it gets really powerful. Beyond just pure business, think about the social impact. Imagine a local community organization or a nonprofit suddenly being able to offer its members fair, accessible banking. This model empowers them to do exactly that, helping to drive financial inclusion for people who've been left behind by the big banks and building real economic strength right from within the community.
And look, this isn't just an idea on a napkin. This timeline shows you the proof is in the pudding. You can see the whole journey here, getting that crucial FCA regulatory approval, winning awards, securing funding, and hitting some really impressive revenue milestones. This model works, and it's growing fast.
So, when you zoom out, what's the big takeaway here? This partnership model is a key piece of a much larger trend that is totally reshaping finance. The future, it turns out, is embedded.
Embedded finance is pretty much what it sounds like. It's about baking financial services right into the apps and platforms we're already using every single day. So your accounting software isn't just tracking your invoices, it's paying them. Your management tool isn't just organizing your business, it's offering you a loan. The bank is no longer a place you go, it's just a feature.
And really, what this all boils down to is one crucial word: trust. We're seeing a massive shift in who we trust with our money. It's moving away from those big, faceless banks and towards the people, the platforms, and the communities that we already know and rely on.
Which leaves us with a pretty mind-blowing question to think about. If your accountant or your favorite software or your local community group can give you amazing, seamless banking services, what's left for the traditional banks to do? It's a huge shift. And you know what? It's really only just getting started.